Your greatest asset in your business, in your department, or your team is your people. People will make or break your business, your department, or your team. People create the experiences so that customers, members, clients, stakeholders all want to come back and deal with your business. So perhaps the more energy, the more effort we find to get the right people could in fact have a positive impact on our business. Welcome to JTinTheRaw show 152, where today I'm going to share a few thoughts around hiring the right people. I want you to just consider this for a moment. If your news feed or your email inbox is as full as mine around people wanting to help me in my business generate leads and generate sales, then you'll know what I mean when I'm about to say this. If you had the right people, there's enough research that says if we have the right people working for us, we retain our customers, we retain our members, we retain our clients, and we retain our stakeholders if we have the right people. So I see my news feed filled with people trying to help us generate leads and sales, but I have never seen anyone out there promoting how to find the right people in our business. But if we found the right people, would we in fact need as many leads as we need? Because we got retention. How is everybody this morning? JTinTheRaw show 152, where I chew the thin on business, and after 30 years in business, I've got just a few thins to chew. Good morning, Jordan. Good morning, Susan. How is everybody this morning? Give me a thumbs up, give me a love heart if you are feeling awesome and you are ready to rock. So ladies and gentlemen, here is the scenario in business. In business, we are being told we need more leads, more sales. And yet, if we just kept the people that were working for us, or we had better people working for us, then maybe we wouldn't need as many leads or sales. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Today, I am going to give you 5 very quick fire tips to help your employment practice. Then I'm going to give you 3 strategies. These are a little bit deeper. These will take a little bit more time to institute in your business, but we'll work on those. Now, last week, we talked about brutal honesty. If you missed show 151, Scotty Robertson, good morning. So part of today's show is I want you to be brutally honest about how you're employing people. I want you to be brutally honest in your process. And I want you to be brutally honest around, are you picking the right people? Really picking the right people. And the reason I've got this show on today is I've had a couple of interesting conversations in just the last week or so with fitness club owners, and even a lady last night who's a recruitment manager around trying to find the right people. So we'll get to our 5 quick tips and our 3 strategies shortly. Just a couple of shout outs first up. Big shout out to Tim and Mel, who we had a great couple of hour coaching session with yesterday down by the beach at Coogee. And a big shout out to the half a dozen people that were swimming out the front of Coogee Beach that we thought were whales. You guys out there in the middle of winter swimming, congratulations to you guys, whoever you are. Great to see you moving. Good morning, Connie. Good morning, Dwayne. A big shout out today to Chantal from the Fitness Business Podcast because it's her 40th birthday. Oh, did I say that out loud? It's her birthday today. So big shout out to Chantal, who's over there in Anaheim for the IDEA Conference. Shout out to everybody who is at the IDEA Conference this weekend. But Chantal, have an awesome birthday today. We are thinking of you back here in Australia on your very special birthday. For all of those that are sitting on the edge of your seats, a big shout out to the Beecroft under-11s who won the top of the table clash last week, 31-21. Go Beecroft under-11s, still remaining undefeated in the season. Winning is not everything when you're a kid, but when you're a coach it is. When you are a coach it is. So congratulations to the girls. It was a great effort. I was really proud of what you girls did. All right, let's talk about getting the right people working for you. Let's talk about getting the right people working for you. Here are 5 quick tips. I'm going to go through them 2, maybe 3 times, but as I go through them, tell me which one resonates for you. Tell me which one you really like by just putting 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 in the comments below. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 in the comments below. If it resonates for you, these are 5 quick tips, barely any explanation. Number 1, pre-qualify every applicant with an extensive job application. Congratulations, Frosty. Congratulations. Pre-qualify applicants with an extensive job application. When you simply ask for someone's name, email address, phone number, or send me your resume, of course you are going to get a whole bunch of people to apply. But when you raise that bar to make it a little bit more difficult for them, you get the keen beans. You get the people that are really wanting to work for you. So that becomes a pre-qualification. Have an extensive job application, and that'll make it a bit tougher for people to apply. Therefore, you get the keen beans. If you like that, give me number 1. Number 2, have the team involved in the decision. You as the department manager, as the business owner, or as the team leader, you don't always work in the trenches with this new person. So have the people that are going to work in the trenches with this new person involved in the decision of putting on who. That way they own the decision as much as you do. That's number 2. So have your team involved in the selection process. If you like that one, give me number 2. Mark Kaplan's hit me up with number 2. Shane Casey, good morning. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Number 3, use group interviews and watch the body language when people are not talking. Use group interviews and watch the body language of people when they are not talking. This will give you an indication if they're a good listener. This will be a good indication if they're a great listener. Really important concept. In 9 times out of 10, we want good people working for us, and good people have to be good listeners. So let's watch their body language in a group interview when they're not talking. If you like that, give me number 3. Here's number 4. I love this one. I want a neutral place to do an interview. I don't want to bring them into my office. I want a neutral place. It could be a cafe. It could be a park. We could be walking by the beach. Mark's watching now down in the south of Sydney. We could be down on Cronulla Beach, and that's where I'm going to do the interview. I want a neutral place so that they will lower their professionalism, if you will, and not put on that interview face and give me the interview questions. I want to go in a place which is neutral. So if you like the idea of a neutral place to interview people, hit me with a number 4 now. And number 5, always have a trial shift. Always have a trial shift. So before you give anybody the job, put them in the job and see what it's like. Scotty Robertson, yes. Take them for a surf and ask the questions out the back while Huey is talking to you with the big surf. Okay, 5 quick tips again. No strategy around this. It's just getting these processes right in your business. Tell me if they resonate for you. Let me go through them quickly for you. Number 1, pre-qualify applicants with an extensive application. Number 2, have the team involved in the decision making. Number 3, use group interviews and watch the body language when they are not talking. Watch their body language when they are not talking. Number 4, go to a neutral place for an interview. And number 5, always have a trial shift. Always have a trial shift. Good morning, Troy Morgan. Great having you on board. Nikki Williams, hi. Okay, again, 5 quick tips. Number 1, pre-qualify applicants with an extensive interview, with an extensive job application. Number 2, have the team involved in the decision. Number 3, use group interviews and watch their body language when they're not speaking. Number 4 is go to a neutral place for an interview. And number 5, always a trial shift. And Dwayne Wimmer tells me number 6 is all of the above. Thank you, Dwayne. Love that contribution. All right. They're the 5 quick tips. Now, let's talk about 3 which will guarantee you hire the right person. You will always hire the right person when you follow these 3 strategies. Number 1, ask scenario-based questions. Ask scenario-based questions. When you ask a question like, are you punctual to work? The answer is always going to be yes. A lot of questions interviewers ask are yes or no. What you want to know is how they think about scenarios that will occur in your business. So for me, the majority of questions you want to ask in an interview are scenario-based. What would you do when? What would you do if? How would you respond to? Scenario-based questions. Now, the key for me is to use scenarios, obviously, that are relevant in the business and ask every applicant the same scenarios, which allows you to compare the answers. Now, sometimes people who haven't worked in your industry before will not know the correct answer based on protocol or based on company rules. And you should pre-frame them by saying, I understand you don't know our rules. I understand you don't know how everything works in our business. But let's just say, what would you do if? How would you respond when? Scenario-based questions will give you deeper answers to that individual. Deeper look into the person. Okay, do you like that one? Do you like that one? Scenario-based questions. Number 2. And this relates back to those scenario-based questions. This is again deeper. Is know your core values and look in the answers to the scenario-based questions to see if it matches the behaviors of your core values. I know that's a complicated one. But first step, know your core values. And if you haven't got core values, put core values in the comments below and let's talk, because I can help you work those out. Core values, you want to make sure that the way they respond in those scenario-based questions, in other words, their behavior matches the core values of your business. Matches the core values. So what I'm saying here, the underpinning part of question 2 or strategy number 2 is we are not hiring people on how skillful they are, but on their attitude, their behavior, and what their core values are. You see, you can teach the skills to anybody. I know you can. But what you can't teach is behavior. What you can't teach is core values. So we need to know what our values are, ask questions that relate back to those values so that people show us their behavior. Even on that trial shift, we want to see on their trial shift that their behaviors match the core values. Everything that they do while applying for the job must match your core values. And if there is a mismatch in any way, shape or form, don't give them a job. Don't give them a job. Forget how skillful they are. You want to make sure that they match your core values. So again, this is a deeper strategy. And number 3, a much deeper strategy is this. Go on gut feel. I know that sounds really weird, but go on your gut feel. If you've been a leader of a business, you know exactly what you need from a team member. You know exactly what you need from a team member. Good morning, Bonnie. Good morning, William, sir. I'll see you guys shortly down there at Chatswood. I'll be there a little bit later this morning. As a leader of the business, whether you're the owner or the manager of a business, a department, or a team, you know the type of person you want. You know it. So go on gut feel. And it was interesting yesterday, I was speaking to a client, and the more we spoke, well, actually, the more she explained to me about the interview and the applicant, She went on and on and on about how good this applicant was. And then she inserted this really powerful word called but. Something didn't feel right. And I said, well, look, your intuition's right. If it doesn't feel right, don't give them the job. You guys are smart enough. You've got to make some tough decisions. And if it doesn't feel right, don't employ them. Oh, I like that. Amanda Brax has just said, if they are nervous, give them a go. They're showing vulnerability, which could be a good thing. Absolutely. Great point, Braxy. Love that. So people can be nervous. That's okay. It shows that vulnerability. Good point. Okay, so those 3 deeper strategies again for you are ask scenario-based questions. You might even ask those scenario-based questions prior to them coming to the interview. So send them an email that says, I'm going to ask you these 3 scenario-based questions and I'm looking for your answers around that. You want to make sure that their behaviors, their answers, all match the core values of your business. And number 3 is your gut will tell you a lot about whether you should give this person an opportunity or not. Your gut will tell you whether you should give that person an opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, show 152. Let me give you a bit of a summary on if you're just joining us, whether you're watching live or on replay. What I talked about first up was last week's show, which is being brutally honest. And I'm going to ask you to be brutally honest. Are you getting the right people based on what you do, regardless of the size of your business, your team, or your department? You want the right people because they will make or break your brand. So the 5 quick tips that I gave you were this. Pre-qualify all applicants with an extensive job application. Number 2, have the team involved in the decision because they're going to be working with that new team member. Number 3, use a group interview and watch the behavior or the body language of people in the room when they're not speaking. Number 4, go to a neutral place for an interview. In order to find the real person. Golf course, Scotty Robertson said go out for a surf, go for a walk along the beach, whatever it may be. And number 5, always have a trial shift. My 3 deeper strategies for you to start exploring. Ask scenario-based questions. You may like to give them in advance to reduce that nervousness that Amanda spoke about. Number 2 is know your core values and ensure those core values, you are finding out whether they match them based on the behaviors and the questions that you are asking. And number 3, never shy away from your gut feel. Good morning, James. Good morning, Elaine. How is everybody this morning? Did you get any value out of show 152? If you did, tag your friends in the comments below because I'd be really grateful. What's on this week for me? This week we're doing the finishing touches to the Fitness Industry Technology Summit. That is on the 25th and 26th of July. If you're not coming, I don't know why the hell you're not. But if you're not, put FITS in the comments below and I'll send you a link so you can see the show. It is going to be an amazing summit. Next week I'll catch up with a couple of people from the Club Owners Industry Leaders Roundtable. Looking forward to catching up with those guys. Shane, I saw you on. Scott Robertson, I saw you on. Looking forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday and Thursday. Shane, thanks for volunteering to be in the hot seat in your business. Looking forward to seeing the results of those conversations with your team, mate. And then next Friday, I am with a bunch of PTs on how to close more sales, starting with connecting on the gym floor. So I'm really looking forward to doing that workshop. It's going to be pretty darn cool. All right, that's the show. And every single week, I love to finish with quote of the week. I do love this part of the show. You guys know it. I know it. We all love it. Here is JT's quote of the week. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Your people represent your brand. So hire slow and get it right the first time. It's really costly if you get the wrong person working for you. So we want to get the right person from the start. Here it is again. Your people represent your brand. so hire slow to get it right the first time. Your people represent your brand, so hire slow and get it right the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world watching JT in the Raw, I hope you have an awesome weekend. I know it's coming up for many of you. Those in the States that are at IDEA, have a great time. Those that are at Perform Best in Chicago, have a great time. Those in Sydney, hopefully it's a beautiful sunny day, or in Australia it's a beautiful sunny day and weekend for you. I'll catch you same time next week, so catch ya on the flip side.